So it's now the end of April, so we thought we would do another little video update. We've had a hard working month, as you can see. We've all been hard at it. Red's absolutely exhausted. Listen, no major dramas on his part this month, which is quite nice. And we have had some rain still, but the weather now seems to be getting a little bit warmer, a little bit sunnier, a little bit bluer. It's just really nice. Yeah, seems like we've actually got quite a lot to talk about this month. So one of the things we've been continuing to do is to sort out our drainage. So this was another downpipe that just ended with all the water creating quite a big hole, it turned out, in the ground. So put in some piping to bring the water at least away from the house and onto the grass. Pretty pleased with how we've managed to do it as well. So I think last time I said we'd found some conduits and we put the top in the gate as threshold, but so we've used two of the conduits, one here with the SNCF branding, which is quite fun, and then I've been learning to do some lime mortars, so made some kind of lime cement for this and for the other one, which is quite nice. Another little aspect of patrimony, I found an old rail just outside the gate, so we thought that's quite fun to put in as another threshold, so under this gate. I don't think Red's going to dig under that, but just in case he did, it's got no SNCF brands, but some other little writing, so that seems quite fun. I've been doing some weed killings around the canal because we want to replace the capping along here, and realised more of it is degraded than we thought. And when I get a bit more confident, I'm going to have a go at repointing some of this, because yeah, over the years the roots have started to dig it out a bit, but that's a task for the future. We mentioned last time that our house had been of great interest to a variety of animals looking for homes, and so I think I mentioned the solitary bees. So this used to be an open pipe, and you can see that the solitary bee has filled that and blocked it up. So at some point there's going to be a number of little solitary bees that will emerge from there and go off and do some pollinations. So it's lovely to see some of the animals, and I mean, spring has continued to explode. We've bought ourselves a mandarin tree, which I'm quite excited about, but the walnut tree now has lots of leaves and lots of catkin style things, which I've realised they all fall off because it's a windblown fertilisation thing. It's a shame there's no other walnut tree near it really, but it seems to produce a few walnuts. On the nature and animal front, we've had some problematic discoveries as well. So you can probably see there the holes, which I think have appeared relatively recently. So I went up to mend a hole up in the top of the wall and discovered that wood damage. So we're worried for a bit that it was termites. And obviously these wood pieces continue through the house, and in the roof there are some serious pieces of wood that hold up the original slate roof. So we decided to get in an expert, and he came along. So they're not termites, they're something called Capricorn beetles. I think they're horned beetles or something in English, but they basically have the same effect. They dig into the wood and eat it and then leave and go off. Not as bad as I was thinking it might be, so it's going to need to be professionally treated, and some of the woodwork needs replacing. So there's if you can see, one of these joists, this has been removed ages ago and someone's attempted to treat it, but that one is kind of all rotten and eaten away on the inside, so we're going to have to do some remedial work after it's been treated, but not as bad as it could have been, so that's good. Continue to plant up some things, and we've got like I mentioned the last time, we were going to build a canal style conduit, so another of the SNCF electricity thingies in there, and Abby beautifully napped one of the bits of old slate which had fallen off, or I guess been waste from the roof, so we've got that as our downspout. That's quite fun. And yeah, there's loads of irrigation canals, and I suppose because this area gets so much water, quite a lot of management, so I thought it'd be quite fun. So we've made an open canal structure. So I made some like wooden shuttering and then kind of concrete forms. I've put some half plastic pipe in the middle just to make sure there's no sort of, well, minimises damage over time. And then again, my lime mortar, so I've repointed all the bottom of the wall because that was starting to get eroded away, and built in the little canal. And it will need cleaning every now and again, so it's not the most like, I guess, the best idea necessarily, but I thought that was really interesting. I thought it was a bit of a nod to the sort of surrounding patrimony of the canals and things. So connected that into the drain, and then as you can see, Abby's been doing some beautiful landscaping. Some of these lovely white stones now. Our utility area really shows up the vine, which, like everything else, is coming into life. So we're starting to get leaves, some of which has got a bit of mildew, but I think we might not bother dealing with that. Yeah, we had our plants, but they've all come into flower, so we're starting to get some beautiful colours in the garden, which is really nice. Decided we're going to grass this over, so that will be tidied up. It's probably a good time to do it now, because we get sort of moisture at night and then sun in the day. And then just today, Abby's put a little border around the tree, which again is like really starting to come into life, beautiful colours. So that's quite fun. Finished cleaning this bit of the canal, so that is now yeah, a lot tidier. Realised that part of the wall started to, well, has fallen down, so I'm trying to collect rocks, and another project for the not too near future is going to be to try and rebuild that wall, so we can have this as a nice garden space. Grass has started to grow over where I put the pipe in. Done some trimming and some tidying, which is lovely. I think I mentioned last time, had started to build a new window for the cellar, so got that finished. Got a fan to go in it, so hopefully that starts to control some of the moisture in the cellar, but also keeps the animals and bugs out and is nice and secure. It does need mortaring and fixing in finally, but that's done. Need to get a proper lid for the access hatch for that, but that's coming along. The survey guy said that there was no animal problems with the roof on the stock room, which will be our kitchen, so that's a huge relief. So there was less, that's a bit that doesn't need treating, which is nice, because there's problems in the main room here, and then also in the top room. Evidence of what's to come in the video. Bonheur, happiness, I think, in French. So thought that was quite nice. So we've been really nice to be in an actual bedroom with a lovely view. Nice to get the light in the morning. Although because they've done something with the lights on the station, so they've been coming on and off at weird times, including during the day and in the middle of the night. So we've got put some curtains as well. So this is all starting to feel a little bit more homely. But the big construction work has been on the staircase. So I have replaced the first post, and I'm in the process of replacing the second one. So the old post is gone. Currently it's being supported by two temporary props holding up the corner of the bathroom. So this new post is going in, and so this is what it looks like when it arrives. So when I finished doing all the sort of the structural stuff. I'm going to kind of treat it so it looks, blends in a little bit more. So this is going well. It's also been good because we suspected that a lot of these steps were not well supported, and this top step was just, so it had a proper support, wooden support on one side. But on the other side, it was literally just floating in the air, and it had plaster just sort of put underneath the lip as like a ledge, but I don't see that as a lot of structural support. So this step is now supported by this post, and when I put the other steps back, there'll be a proper stringer and proper support. So I'm currently in the process of making an extra bit which will fit on underneath there, just to support the rest of this step. So I'm getting my carpentry practice in. Before I started, in the last video, they still had the old stringer and it was all rotten and crumbly. So that's the new one. So it's now safely fixed into the wall with some brackets and what have you. So then replaced these steps which I had to take out. This step is missing because the shape of the old step couldn't find a way of attaching it to the post. So still need to put a new stringer on the back of these stairs when I finish the second post. So then once that's in, that will also support that step on the inside. So yes, this is what it looks like at the top. So sort of the temporary props supporting the corner of our bathroom space. And yeah, I think we're going to open this up. No, we're not. We're going to open this bit up, so there'll be light coming down the stairs into the bottom of the stairwell, which will be much nicer when it's finished. Been using all of the tools, so yeah, hacking out the plaster to remove the steps so I can get access. Also really pleased, been using my dad's trusty wooden mallet to position the posts, so that's nice. Can't go into the bedroom because yeah, it's not health and safety appropriate, but unfortunately we discovered that the plaster work was in way worse condition than we'd realised in the bedroom. So Abby has been painstakingly removing the top coat of plaster, so there's lots of bags of hacked off plaster there, and it's such hard and tiring work, but it just seemed like it was pointless trying to paint the bedroom if the plaster was going to flake off at some point in the near future. So yeah, so we won't go up there, but where we will go, which is much more exciting, is our living room. So this door is now open, so we've got a fridge there. So the kitchen we haven't done anything to since we moved in, apart from pop up a shelf. Oh yeah, we put our new cook in, new kettle, because the old one, every time you poured it, it just leaked everywhere, and one day we realised that we could just buy a new one, so a fancy new kettle that doesn't leak. So this is the really exciting bit. This is the living room. So I think just after the last video we brought our furniture in, so we've now actually started to get some of our things from Coventry, some of our own artwork, so it's really now starting to feel like our home. We managed to unwrap the baby grand piano, got the globe that we bought when we went to our friends Tim and Steffi's, Tim's mum's holiday home. It was nice, we had a lovely time, and bought a globe. So we've got our record player, our new sofa that we bought it in the sales. Let's go around. Lovely flowers from our neighbours. Yeah, the sofa, we drove all the way in a hire van to Valencia to get this, because we got it in the sales after Christmas, and we like it anyway, but it's also a king size sofa bed with a really high quality kind of fold out frame. So this is our guest accommodation. So when we have friends and family come, basically they can take over this room. They've got entertainment, they've got somewhere to sleep, they can be warm if it's winter and they need the fire. and they could do some work as well if they're into that. But yeah, it's really nice to finally get our things. So this room will stay hopefully like this for a while, until we eventually take out that wall and the bathroom, and then the idea is that the piano kind of moves into that space, possibly on a slightly raised level. We've got more space here for sort of relaxings and things, and then the big long-term project is to remove, I think I might have said before, remove this ceiling so we'd be able to see the vaulted space, and all the lovely treated timbers that we will have by that stage. So yeah, it's really starting to come together, and I'm excited by this. So one of our friends, local friends who's visiting, they bought us, or they gave to us some models of the little yellow train, which is really cool. So I'm going to find something to do with them, and then I always search the internet for SNCF and train stuff, and I found this, which is I discovered it's a signal repeater, so it mirrors kind of trackside signals and signs for the train in other places. So this might have been in a signal box or a station, and it doesn't do anything hugely elaborate. You just get a little red kind of lens that slides here, and I just thought that was really cool. And my plan is to wire it up to do something useful. So either to kind of tell us when our surge protector needs replacing, or I don't know, something elaborate if the bathroom's engaged. Maybe a little red thing can slide, but gives me something fun to play with for the electrics. And yeah, I think on that note, what do you think, Red? Time for a beer and to enjoy the lovely evening sun. Abby's already got wine.